Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm round of applause to our Enchanted Orchestra. Be sure to visit them during the cruises. They will be performing for you in the Piazza and Princess Theatre. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Know why? It's delicious. I stopped and talked to a local farmer. He told me about the olive trees they began to cultivate more than 5,000 years ago.
Olive oil is a part of our life, yeah. We need a lot, and I think that every family needs more or less 200 up to 250 liters per year. The name of these olives are coronate. They are pretty small but full of olive oil. I think that we need no more than 5 kilos to produce 1 kilo of olive oil. I think that our parents, they had to plant 40 to 50 trees for every new child in the family. We use
Blind street, an open-air cafe I passed, felt like I was walking through a Fellini movie set. I was so inspired, I tried to capture my own moments in classic black and white. I imagined myself jumping on the back of an Italian scooter and riding along the coast. Walking the narrow stone streets of Pompeii, I was completely transported back in time. Its story is fascinating. The ancient Roman way of life had been frozen and preserved under volcanic ash for almost 2,000 years. And as archaeologists rediscovered buildings, art, and artifacts for the world to see, a small group of gardeners are more focused on recreating the way ancient Pompeii may have tasted. caffeine rushed. All along the Amalfi coastline, I could see hundreds of bright pops of color shining from the Italian hillsides. The terracotta rooftops, the bright green groves. Everything looks like a picture-perfect postcard.
The most beautiful thing begins with the lemon seed, sowing it, raising the plant, grafting it so that it can produce lemons.
We grow lemons, Amalfi lemons. The lemon is everything for us. It's alive, it's healthy, it's history, tradition, culture, customs, everything. Yes, when I was young, I followed my dad. I remember many beautiful things. I went around all lemon growing Amalfi coast. And when we pick and we sell, we are so jealous because I get money, but I don't want to give my lemons. I know it's strange, but it's the truth. Amalfi is famous for two things, for the lemons and for the people. But first of all, the lemons.
Cultivating these delightful fruits really is a family affair. As I enjoyed a crisp glass of limoncello, I could almost taste the multi-generational love and the tradition that has produced these lemons for so long. I love how passionate Italians are for food. Everything from a simple slice of pizza to a complete meal. The highlight of today was being welcomed into Nonna Maria's kitchen. And for her to pass along her recipes was so generous. In Italy, food really is an expression of love. Amore. Her pasta al limone is now one of my family's favorites.
Thank you. Nonna Maria shared their recipe with our chefs, so please enjoy our spaghetti alla limone. Buon appetito! I am happy that we had the chance to visit the Italian Amalfi coast, but the next leg of our journey will take us under the sea. So let's now deep dive into Spain.
Basking in the sun as I glide across the Mediterranean Sea, I never imagined some of the fun that is happening just below the surface. There are so many mysteries hidden in the ocean waters that are still waiting to be discovered.
The elixir of the sea.
We are aging wine underwater, under the Mediterranean Sea.
When you take a glass of wine, of the original wine that has been aged on land, and you take a glass of wine which has been aged underwater, you don't need to be an expert to find the difference.
When we're aging wines in the water, basically the sea, what it's doing is speeding up the wine. So it tastes like 3-4 years older, but it has the fruit, the cherry, the strawberries of a young wine. So it's like we say, like a person has the mind of 60 years old, but with the body of 20 years old. So it has it all.
These wines from the very beginning, they were taking part in a huge adventure. So they're coming from the one on Priorat. Priorat is known of the Grenache. And this variety, the worse conditions you expose them to, the better wines they're gonna make. And Priorat is extremely dry, is extremely rocky, so you have the worst conditions for a grape. But these Grenache wines are wonderful. You go through all this stress, and then you go for a 6-month-long excursion under the sea. It's basically, they're coming back relaxed, rejuvenated, and they're coming back completely different.
The mental image of wine bottles gently rocked by the ocean's currents reminded me that a little pampering and some time to recharge always does good. If it's good for the wine grapes, then it's good for me.
The wine you are about to taste is called Alexia. It comes all the way from Costa Brava, Spain. Its silky round body suggests maturity, yet its fruity notes are incomparable to any other mature wine you've had before. Your wine has been aged under the sea and has been gently rocking for 6 months, providing a playground for all sorts of sea life. This wine is made from 100% Grenache grapes and comes from the Priorat region. It contains 14% of alcohol. Now, you might not feel it, but I'm sure you'll love it.
We get up at 6 a.m., we leave at 7 and we fish for 11 hours. We fish with large trouts that float above the sea. Once the fish is harvested, we sort them by size and then put them on ice. At the end of the day, we then head right to the market to sell or catch at auction. We are very focused on sustainability, using techniques that maintain a thriving local fish population, so that we can leave something to the next generation. We try to do it right, for our children and grandchildren. Yes.
Gaudi's fantastical architecture, the beautiful My visit to the Mercan de la Boqueria this morning was a revelation. The astounding variety of produce is in every...
You're finding it? There we go. Beautiful job. That's like $200. We got some teamwork over here. You guys have done this before. Great job, everyone. Nice work.
I could smell the lavender in Provence before I could see it. And when I did, it was simply mesmerizing. A carpet of purple so beautiful. Lavender is an aroma and a flavor. No wonder it's the essence for both the world's best perfumes and local delicacies. the narrow, centuries-old streets of Saint-Paul-de-Vence truly felt like stepping back in time. One of the local perfume makers told me how important our sense of smell is.
Today we are in Saint-Paul-de-Vence in the south of France, and I am what we call in French a nez, a nose, meaning that I create fragrances, and that's my passion. And I come from a family of noses, of perfumers. My great-grandfather was already a nose, my grandfather was a nose, and I am a nose. So it's in the blood. In my family, we also make aromas. It's exactly the same technique. Composing a perfume and composing an aroma that you will use in cuisine. Fragrances and cuisine are so connected. The smell is connected to the taste. Making perfume is truly like an art. I have to choose the best ingredients in the world. I use flowers, wood, citrus elements, spices. And for my family, we've been using lavender for more than 100 years. Lavender is a key note in our fragrances.
I've never tried aromatherapy, but I'm beginning to think I should start. After a day immersed in lavender's sweet fragrance, I slept like a baby.
Lavender is the world capital of lavender. We are currently standing on a plot of lavender which I grow. We have poor soil quality here, that is low in nutrients. Lavender doesn't like rich soil. Above all, the amount of sunshine we get is incredibly important. As you know, us, lavender growers, work alongside beekeepers. The Valençol Plateau is now the #1 spot in the world for the production of lavender honey. Nowadays, lavender is beneficial for producing honey, but also for developing hives, ensuring the queens lay eggs and baby bees are born, so they can go out and gather pollen from other flowers.
They produce different varieties of honey based on the plants they've pollinated. Thyme honey, in particular, is still used as a medicine.
Les abeilles sont très importantes ici.
Going to pop, but you don't know when, and when you finally hear it pop, it's just an extra dose of joy. And this is why champagne in the French culture has become linked to celebration.
We are happy to serve you our Champagne Brut Nature Zero Dosage, directly from the Drapier vineyards. Our champagne is made from 100% Pinot Noir grapes. Now, before you enjoy, please allow Charlene to explain to you some of the tasting notes. And as you sip, you can imagine that you are in the French countryside, right there with her. À votre santé. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of our journey, We sincerely hope that you enjoyed our 360 extraordinary experience and our trip to the Mediterranean. And we hope to have you back soon. Thank you.